Alright everyone, it's time for Vermont Issues episode 96. Vermont unemployment is actually now under 3%. It's significantly lower than the national average. It has been low for some time, like right after the recession hit, back around late 2007 rather. It was bad. Vermont was hit very hard because on the housing side we got completely steamrolled. A lot of our businesses are tourist related, and that had a ripple effect because, of course, people had less money to actually come to Vermont and go skiing, see the trees, whatever they wanted to do. It became a huge problem. We then experienced mostly a recovery. Within a few years, some of the areas had already gone back to more or less normal. Rutland, I think, got hit harder than almost anywhere. Rutland and Barrie really took a pounding. Now, I know Brattleboro did a bit as well. Now our unemployment rate is considerably low, but while this is good, it's obviously in the right direction. It hasn't gone up, and it isn't high. That is misleading because, like with federal data, you've got to understand that there are people that are not counted as unemployed that do not have jobs. They are simply not part of the labor force for one reason or another. They may be mentally disabled. They may be retired. Obviously, people who are, quite young aren't part of the labor force, or for a substantial amount of time they haven't bothered to find a job, and they are kind of de facto retired. That is, there's no job specifically for them. I can remember trying to do the whole pound the pavement and find a day job thing years ago, like when times were not as good as they are now. The problem is, of course, there still aren't that many jobs the average person will qualify for in the state of Vermont, unless they're willing to relocate to Burlington, where one of those average jobs won't pay the rent anyway. So you get screwed. You're living with 4 or 5 other people probably if you're living in Burlington. South Burlington, okay, only 2 or 3 other people to help pay the rent. You're still living on ramen. But I can remember what it was like because I found very few listings that I would have qualified for. A lot of it was must have 2 years experience in, insert, sort of job title here, janitorial work or something. Now, it's not really that difficult to clean things. It's something that someone can be trained on relatively quickly. They don't even want to have to train people. So 2 years experience for that. Must have a degree in, insert field here. And that's the bulk of the jobs available. Otherwise, it's literally, hey, you're going to work here temporarily. It's seasonal work, which may be lucrative, but it's, again, temporary. Or you're fighting over a few hundred retail positions, like here in Rutland, and you're competing with people who have upper-level degrees because they don't have the right one for any of those other listings, so they're trying to get the minimum wage job, too. Very, very difficult economic situation. It is easy for someone who does well in a Vermont school to go to a more job-friendly, economically powerful state and get a job. Vermont graduates are highly sought after because we've got an extremely good education system. They know, hey, fresh out of high school, this person, they've got like 3-4 AP courses under their belt. Maybe they went to a community college, took some courses there. They're already ahead of the pack. Now they're going to some state college, what we consider to be, a second tier, like in-state college. In a lot of other states, would be considered creme de la creme. So they go to North Dakota and work on an oil rig, or they go to Texas and they become a manager or something. But there isn't a lot for them here. And so that also, I think, helps keep the unemployment rate down. Simply because those jobs aren't available, anybody who has the capability to leave is leaving, as opposed to drawing unemployment. Maybe less like a West Virginia situation, where you get a lot of people stuck in the state because the economic situation is also difficult, but for different reasons. It's good that our unemployment rate is low, but it doesn't tell the whole story. It doesn't talk about the underemployed either. What if someone's got a 4-year degree and they're working at McDonald's? Somebody's got a master's degree and they're working part-time at the local auto shop, basically, or they're selling snacks in a grocery store. There was a while, I don't know if he's still there, but I believe that there was a person who had a PhD working at Walmart here in Rutland for some time. I believe for several years I know he did. I think he might have clawed his way out of it by now, or maybe become a manager or something for all I know. But last I knew, it was a PhD working, as a regular employee in Walmart. That's not a healthy economy, and I'm sorry, Just because that person is not technically unemployed does not mean that they're getting ahead or making ends meet, again, without state subsidies. And we have to subsidize here in Vermont up the ass because we got so many low-wage jobs. Part of that's because we raised our minimum wage and we've got a lot of socialism and high taxes, so businesses don't really want to expand. The population can expand, but there aren't a whole lot of new businesses going up. It just doesn't happen. Existing box stores, they can grow, they can afford to invest. Mom and pop store, haha, they're never going to grow. They're never going to become a regional chain and become, at least locally an economic powerhouse and employ more people. It's never going to happen. And they're never going to offer people higher wages. Never. Not in 100,000 years. So this is good, but it doesn't tell the whole story. People need to own up to that fact occasionally. Federally, too. Both Trump needs to address this, same as Obama should have addressed it. Obama always painted a really rosy picture. Oh, unemployment's ticking down. Yeah, a lot of those people just aren't bothering. And most of them are underemployed. It's totally different. You create low-wage jobs. They were middle class before. That's about all. Peace out.